So alternatively, you can bring around a wireless microphone when you're playing those sing-alongs and actually give them to the singers. They'll actually grab the microphone and sing along.
They're not waiting.
They're not. They love it, right?
Especially when they're drunk.
Yeah, especially when they're drunk or Filipino.
Yes, Filipino. He is Filipino.
I am
he
Filipino,
gets to say it.
so I can say it. I bet that we are all singers, right? So we love to sing.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of The Clever DJ with Ilya
and Nino.
All right, we are at episode number
22.
22.
Wow,
look at that. Double digits. Actually, it's been in double digits, but we're up to 20 already.
Yeah. We're getting there. 22, closer to 100.
I hope you guys could hear us. I completely forgot to lower down the music. So yes, welcome back to another episode of The Clever DJ. We are Ilya and
Nino.
Yes, in case you didn't hear that, because I completely forgot to lower the music. And yes, episode 22. We're going to have a special episode for you guys because this is extremely important. Most of the stuff we speak about is important, though.
It's all important, of course. It is.
What am I saying? No, but this is honestly, you need this skill or these set of skills as a DJ.
Yes.
And today we're going to talk about great ways for a DJ to engage with the crowd.
Yes.
So the first one
is obviously. You need to read the crowd, right? So whatever you're playing, you got to pay attention to their energy, the body language, how they're reacting to the songs that you're playing. You know, it'll really get them going if you're playing the right mix of songs, right? You've seen it firsthand, right?
That's why I always say you're a great DJ, because I have never seen a person do it that well. I mean, real, like, top notch. You bring people from the dead. Especially for real, especially like
Thriller, Michael Jackson.
Well, it's just let's say, guys, photo booths are a killer of a dance floor.
Yes,
people are going to the photo booth, and
especially when they start at the same time when the dance floor starts, they open it up. It'll kill the dance floor. Totally.
Yeah, almost always, right?
Yeah.
There are obvious exceptions, but yes, that's probably what's going to happen. Also, if it's by the bar, remember how many times the photo booth was by the bar?
Yeah,
we stood no chance. Mm-hmm. Yet, you like brought them back like zombies towards the dance floor because you just knew what to play.
Yeah. To get them going, man. Yeah, of course.
It was incredible. And then you read them by looking at they started like glancing back, and you're realizing how many heads are turning.
Yeah, but when I'm playing, I'm like, okay, they're really, really feeling it. They're doing woohoo. So okay, they like this stuff. Keep going,
or
dropping
they start drinking more like
like furiously, like going crazy,
so
right? You can engage the crowd that way. That's the obvious reason, right? And that's the number one thing of being a DJ. It's reading the crowd. Playing the music that they like.
Yes. I'm just going to send a quick text here.
What the?
Yeah, it was important.
Priorities, man.
So, number 2, get them to sing along. Get them to sing by playing sing-along bangers and turn down the volume at parts where the crowd sings, like Sweet Caroline, ba, ba, ba.
Yeah.
And that's like,
I love doing that, man. It's the best way to get people like.
It's also kind of cheesy, but at the same time, they're waiting for it.
Yeah. It's different when they're singing over the music, but when they're just singing, like you turn it down and they're just singing like a cappella. It's like whoa, but they just sing louder. That like that.
I find it incredible, because I'm kind of new to this, right? So.
Yeah.
DJ new to this.
Yeah,
you used to call me that.
yeah. That was one of your names. I was thinking
that's the name you were thinking about.
DJ new to this.
I stuck with my name, DJ Ilya, and it's not very common here in Canada, so I like it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I may come up with like an alias at some point, but for now, that's what I'm going by. And what was I gonna say?
We're talking about music, singing.
Yes,
along.
You
find what?
I find it really cool where towards the end of the night, when there's like 10% of the crowd left.
Yeah.
That's the most fun.
Yeah.
Like
whoever's there left is there to party, right? They stayed the whole night, right? So they're gung ho for anything.
Remember the Stag and Doe when the guy was doing like the warm and
yeah.
Oh man, these people were smashed.
Oh my god, they drank so much.
It was fun, but great example of actually engaging with the crowd.
Yep.
Next one.
So alternatively, you can bring around a wireless microphone when you're playing those sing-alongs and actually give them to the singers. They'll actually grab the microphone and sing along.
They're not waiting.
They're not. They love it, right?
Especially when they're drunk.
Yeah, especially when they're drunk or Filipino.
Yes, Filipino. He is Filipino.
I am
he gets
Filipino,
to say it.
so I can say it. I bet that we are all singers, right? So we
All over
love to
YouTube,
sing.
too. Like
Yeah.
talent shows. Filipinos are such good singers.
Yeah. It's true. So it's a great way to engage the crowd. Getting out there, passing the microphone around to them. They'll go crazy.
What about
over that?
Koreans? They love karaoke.
They do.
Do you find it in Korean weddings?
Yes.
You have that?
Yes, I've done that. I've done that too as well. I've done to almost every genre, every crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you had some.
It works.
Yeah, I remember you had Ethiopian music. I'm like, when did you have?
You saw it in my crates, right?
I'm like, what? Like when? How did you get to that,
bro? I've done every nationality
around.
out there, bro. I've done everything.
So that's a really good way to do this. Also, it's going to be a little expensive because those wireless mics are not cheap. But
hopefully they don't drop it.
Yes.
But yeah.
Don't use a cordon mic. They will drop your entire gear.
They'll pull it. Yes, not recommended. Not
I
at
had
all.
to like fight for my gear. Stay on the table. Another one is get on the dance floor and teach them a dance, sort of like a dance instructor. This used to be done back in the day.
Yes.
That's what you said.
More back in the day, DJs used to do this, but now it's more cheesy, I guess. But you were saying that in certain
in certain countries, it's more an MC would be expected to actually
do that stuff, right?
Like really engage with the crowd, especially if it's not an first language like English, native English speaking country.
I can see
they find
that.
it really cool. Like this guy's American or Canadian, and they want to engage with him or her. Right? So, and then he'll come on the dance floor, and he has lots of other skills, which we'll get into. That's one of the other.
Yeah. Especially if they don't know the dance and he's there to teach them, they really like that.
A lot of people don't dance because they just don't know how.
Yeah.
And if you show them how simple it is, they'll
do it all night.
And then you go from like 5 people to 25, 30, 60 people on the dance floor. Yeah. Let's see. That's one that I like to do. Mm-hmm. Risky sometimes, but let the bride and groom or the guest of honor, if it's not a wedding, to mock play or press play on your decks for guests to take pictures and hype the crowd. We can even upload some content.
Yeah.
We did that.
I do this a lot for weddings and events and stuff. It's a great way to just hype everybody up because they're all cheering for the bride or groom or the guest of honor. It's awesome. It's great for pictures, especially if the photographer and the videographer are there. It goes without saying.
What I do, let's say if I support you when you're DJing, I'll go to the photographer, and the videographer, and I'll tell them, listen, I'm going to do this. I may have already spoken to someone. I may be winging it, right? And I say, listen, pay attention to the decks there, like to the booth. We're going to do something cool. And then that one wedding when we did together, like last year, you know which one I'm talking about. They loved it. And the person who got behind the decks was actually like one of the more popular ones, the one who brings everyone on the dance floor.
Yeah.
So this was a really good way of enforcing, like kind of supporting what you're already doing with reading the crowd, and everyone ended up on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But a big but, if they're drunk, if they're smashed out of their minds,
You don't want them close to your equipment at all.
sometimes they invite themselves. That one wedding, that was a fun wedding.
You
but
gotta be careful.
She was aggressively like, I'm gonna be standing here and playing with your gear, and she was.
She was literally touching the gear and stopping the music. I'm
Yeah.
like, don't do that. Stop it.
Yeah.
And she was playing with your gear too.
Yeah.
And you went there. I was like, stop it.
I went to the bathroom I'm like, what's gonna happen? Let me just go for like 10 minutes in the break. I come back and I see you like trying to DJ and like push her up.
Pushing her away. And her boyfriend was pulling her too, man. Oh, I felt-
She had no idea what was going on. I've never seen someone this drunk.
she was like mad drunk.
Yeah.
Mad, angry drunk.
And you gotta be careful. You can manhandle a woman on like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. You gotta be careful with that stuff. So don't invite a situation which you don't want to be in. So be
Yeah.
careful with this one. So so you can definitely invite people to your booth, but if you see that they're very intoxicated or something like that, that it's not a very good idea, maybe skip it. Also depends on the event, depends on the people. Maybe they'll be uncomfortable. Normally it works, right? Mm-hmm. Normally it's a very good point.
Yeah, it is.
All right. That's a very good one. If you're a decent dancer, get on the dance floor and bust a move, and show your stuff. Play an instrument, drums, like trumpet.
Yeah. Didn't you have a
do a
friend
fire show? Yeah, that's the person who was teaching me before you and I ever met.
What was his thing?
Break dancer,
Nice.
not like a professional one, but
Yeah. But good
Decent.
enough, right?
decent that people were like cheering, wooing, and decent rapper.
Oh, yeah.
Right, like he was singing "Bust a Move" like pretty nicely
Did he sing along with it?
while dancing,
Oh, shoot.
and
okay.
and then Michael Jackson he would do like the moonwalk and stuff like
and
that,
like this.
and people really loved it, and it's kind of like a big guy,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't expect him to move like that.
Yeah.
Really cool, and you should have seen just the energy. I can't describe it. I need to find the video and show
it's
it to you.
electric when you see someone doing something like that, right? And it's out of the blue too, so people will gravitate toward that and just make noise.
Yeah, so we sing, right? Nino is more of a professional singer. I do it as a hobby. I play guitar, piano.
I can confess, back in the day when I first started DJing weddings, I used to sing in packages too as well. So
Yeah.
but not anymore.
I know some people who have like, they play the violin or
Yes.
they're breakdancers or something, right?
Yeah.
That's other ways to make money and engage with the crowd.
And show off
Yeah.
your skills, right? You're not just a DJ.
The ones who bring like a drum machine along with
Yes.
their decks, right?
I know guys that do that.
Yeah, for like samples and stuff. That's
Yeah,
pretty
so
cool.
it shows your versatility. You're not just a DJ. You can play instruments, right? So it's cool.
And you're good at this one, playing games with a crowd.
Yeah.
Depending on the event, you won't do it in like a celebration of life.
Yeah, especially, right? You mostly do this at like corporate stuff, weddings and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
birthdays. So
It's a good way to.
It's an icebreaker.
Yeah, it's an icebreaker. Get them warmed up for dancing, right? And you want to do that.
Definitely. Mic control.
Yes, sir.
You go.
Yeah, mic control. Literally,
That's your thing.
Yeah, well, it's like your own hype man, right? So getting on the microphone and telling them what to do, telling them to throw their hands up. When the beat drops, you count it down like 3, 2, 1, and then they just go crazy and start jumping up and down. Yeah, there's so many things that you can do, right? You've seen it firsthand. Again,
I hesitated once, and if I did it when I wanted to, it would have worked out. And then I was about to go like 3, 2, and I'm like, nope, I missed. I missed it. So I turned on the mic and I was about to do it.
yeah,
But because I hesitated, because I wasn't really emceeing back then, I barely MC now, but I'm getting into it.
yeah.
If you know how to do it, do it.
Do it if you can do it properly.
Yeah.
Well, it takes practice, of course, doing it in front of
Takes
crowds.
confidence.
But if you can do it, man, it really it levels up the liveliness and the actual event.
Yeah.
Right.
And again, it's kind of like singing. You gotta match your voice with the song properly. Because I remember once I was doing it, and it kind of looked at me like, "What are you doing?" Because I was like almost like talking.
Yeah, you have to say it with enthusiasm, more like you're telling them what to do.
I was terrified. I was like, is this gonna sound stupid? I'm doing it. I'm going for it. 3, 2, 1. I forget what it was. It wasn't 3, 2, 1. It was something else. But then I was like, okay, like I either do it or I don't.
Yeah.
I did it again. It was fine.
It'll get better the more you do it, right?
Yeah.
But you have to know your songs too. You have to know when the drop is. Otherwise,
3, 2, 1,
and then boom, boom, boom. It's awkward if you do that. So being your own hype MC helps a lot, and a lot of club DJs can do this sort of skill.
Yeah. This one is social media. Now you said that's. It depends on
the event, right? It's more tacky if you're gonna. It's very tacky if you're doing it at like a corporate or a wedding and stuff. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I've done this, like the taking requests.
That's a good one.
Poll, on a prom. Yes.
Yeah. So did you use an app or were you using? Cool.
I use an app.
So when we went to one of those restaurants where I actually used to work as a waiter back in the day, when they have those club nights on Fridays, Saturdays, they have an app, and sometimes the only way to ask for a song is if you pay $1.
Yes. I've seen that too on social media. They're adding like tips. You can tip the DJ, and the more you tip them, the song. It depends on the song too, right?
Yeah, and when I wasn't tipping him, when I decided, okay, I gave him like $6-7 by now, like $1 every song. Like, how about I just don't and see if he plays it? He still played it, just later, if he liked my suggestion, right?
Yes.
One time when I sent it, he could see that I'm sending it. He could tell because you also have a username on that one. He kind of went like this to me, like,
he knows.
That's a good try.
There you go. Like DJs love it when you actually tip. Like yesterday, I did a prom, and I played this song that I really didn't want to play, and actually the organizer was like, "Don't play too much of this stuff because we don't want them to get too rowdy." But he said,
played it anyway?
I played it, and I got the approval from him first. Okay, just play it, and it was during dinner too, so it was out of the blue.
It's more controlled.
So I did play it, and then after it was like a 10-minute song, and I played it already for like 5 minutes, and people are just watching these guys dance, right? So after like 5 minutes, this guy comes up to me and it just throws me like 5 $10 bills. I'm like, oh, okay. if this is how it's gonna go,
Nino the stripper.
You can request as many songs as you want. So that's how that went. But it was a good night. Great gig last night.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, our last point is be yourself. Let your personality shine through your passion for music, your enthusiasm, and just like your contagious energy kind of thing will take over the dance floor, will take over the people. If you are not confident, they will know.
Yes.
Right? So do what you do best. Don't try to do something because we wrote it and you don't really want to do it, or you don't know how to do it well, you don't have experience in that, and just do it because we said that, right? Practice it. I was doing entrances as a practice. Remember how you told me that it's actually tougher to do entrances?
Yeah.
Tougher than I thought it was?
Yeah, because you're doing multiple things. You're thinking about names, how to pronounce them, and then you're playing music at the same
Especially
time.
if they're cued and
levels.
I want this song to come in at this part, and then I want this like transition, and oh man, some people. So I started literally speaking on the mic at home. There's nobody there, and I just had a list of people, and I just started introducing them, right? Because I wasn't really good at that back then.
Yeah.
And same, like if there's something you like here, try it. Like, I know it sounds ridiculous.
Be yourself.
But do it. Get used to it.
Do your own thing. Do what you do best, and you'll know that, right? So make it. There's so many DJs out there, and we all have to stand out in our own way. So let it shine. Yeah.
When did you? Did you always have like your own personality, or at first you were more like robotic, like I'll do things this way because that's what I was told?
Yeah, well, not that I was told. It's just that's how I learned how to do it, right? And I was more careful at the beginning because, of course, you don't want to make a mistake. But as you get more experience and you do it, you come up with certain things. You get more confident, and it just comes out, right? Like the stuff that I do now. The first 2-3 years I didn't do, like emceeing and hyping up the crowd. I never even talked on the microphone at all for the first 4 or 5 years. And then I just started getting on the microphone, getting more comfortable on it. And I found that people would just go crazy and like go along with it. So I'm like, okay, this is really working. So I just did it.
Yeah,
right?
but it was always, even back in the day, it was always a skill that DJs used, right? I mean, like engaging with the crowd with a mic, that was always acceptable, right?
It's acceptable, but not all DJs do it, honestly.
Yeah,
not all DJs will do it.
I find right now being an MC as a must.
Yeah.
You have to have a mic. You have to know how to use the mic.
Yeah.
And yes, there are certain things we said to do here that you don't have to. You don't have to sing. You don't have to rap or whatever, or really like have lots of chatter. Even if the crowd appreciates it, if you don't know how to do that, but at the very least, have those moments where you're hyping them up, right? Yeah. All right. So that's our list. These are the some of the great ways to
engage with the crowd.
Yeah, as a DJ and make it a memorable night.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining another episode of The Clever DJ.
Episode number 22.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you guys in the next one. All right.
See you then.